Hail to the chief backwards for the Unpresidented podcast with John Aravsis and Cliff Schecter, who I listened to this weekend with Sarah Reese Jones, and it was fantastic. You kept me company on my entire hike, and it was fabulous on the Sexy Liberal Podcast Network.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, boys. How are you?
Hello.
Well,
how are you?
You're in a celebratory mood. John Aravsis just tweeted, "The GOP is dead." I mean, this party is just imploding before our eyes. Right, John?
I mean, it is, though I feel like it's one of those, vampire movies or whatever where the monster keeps coming back, so we can't be complacent.
Right.
I mean, Lindsey Graham was just in Mar-a-Lago with Trump, and they're planning on running a MAGA candidate in every open congressional seat. I mean, he's not going away, but at the same time, they are attacking each other in civil war when the other guys are doing it. I like. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm dead but hurt.
Yeah, and Mitch McConnell has said he will never go to Mar-a-Lago.
Is Lindsey Graham yet officially a barnacle? Sorry.
Is that what the kids are calling
Are
it
you
now?
saying that he likes?
I was going to say he's attached to Trump like he's a dock. He's a barnacle.
He likes.
Right.
He likes people's He likes the underside. Is what you're saying? That's where he likes to live on the.
Oh.
All right. Well,
I'll let Aravsis go with that one. He'll get in less trouble.
I don't know what I meant by that. Okay. Yeah, Cliff, you said Ted Cruz planned a trip under his real name, Raphael, to try and sneak away, got busted, blamed his daughter, said he was only going for a night, again got busted, lying, changing his ticket, 6 a.m. this morning, ditched his pet poodle at home for 5 days. Could this be more awful? No, he could not be more effing awful. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, Cliff.
I mean, he's an ongoing experiment. I feel like it's almost like to see if someone can become more emotionally, psychologically, and physically repulsive. It's like
let me answer that. No,
Nick Cage haircut from Con Air.
His little
He got like the Nick Cage haircut from Con Air. He's got that patchy beard that like grows in weird places. He takes vacations when people are starving and without water. I mean, like just everything about him is so gross. But it goes to what John is saying about the party is that he's not so unique. He's actually kind of emblematic because you can find many other people that aren't so far off from him. Even if he's like the worst, there are a lot of others that are like only slightly better.
John, we just did a poll this morning. We just saw the poll this morning. Almost 60% of Republicans think Antifa was behind the Capitol attack. Even Trump's not saying that. I mean, he tried it on that call with Kevin McCarthy and got shot down. Even he, I mean, what do we do with a party that's so divorced from reality?
I'm not sure. I mean, I wonder, I was writing about this recently, and I wonder whether we don't have to just write them all off. I mean, maybe we go for the middle, go for the Democrats. Maybe we go for young people, and maybe we accept the fact that there's this core group of Trumpers that have been so isolated in their own weird Fox News, OAN, Newsmax bubble that we're never going to get them back. They're in a cult now. I don't know how you win cultists back.
Yeah. Well, and we're not, I wouldn't say in disarray, but we are, I don't know, what's the word about Joe Manchin? You said it's also worth noting Manchin voted to confirm Jeff freaking Sessions, but he can't bring himself to vote for Neera Tanden. Come on.
Yeah. A racist is okay. But a woman of color who's really smart and outspoken, oh my God, what do we do? Right. Although actually, unfortunately for the Old South, that's just about right.
What I was going to say, I was trying to find one of her tweets, John, but I was like, I don't know. I know. Here it is. Republican senators brought up some of her mean tweets, including when she said vampires have more heart than Ted Cruz. Show me where she was wrong, John.
Right.
Okay.
And also look at the way she said it, right?
And that was a long time ago. She didn't say that. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean, she was right. But look, I almost feel like it's a cliche having to say this. We're discussing whether mean tweets are a category for disqualifying somebody from executive branch office.
Thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
And again, Senator Manchin, he voted for Jeff Sessions.
Kavanaugh Brett Kavanaugh, who literally started screaming at senators, Democratic senators like Amy Klobuchar, like, do you drink? What do you like to drink?
Oh, yeah. Are you a drunk?
He was out of his freaking mind. Yeah. And on top of that, we don't even still know, some of the stories behind. In addition to his partisanship, by the way, he worked for Ken Starr. But I mean, nobody ever found out who paid off his debts. Nobody ever found out why he was screaming and yelling at people there, what the blackout drunk stories were, and the rest of them. But Joe Manchin was cool voting for that for a lifetime appointment.
Yeah,
I mean, I get he's from West Virginia, and I've tried to make some allowance for that. He's not going to be like most other Democrats, but this is just stupid. It makes no sense.
Yeah, no, you're
Nobody
right,
in West
Cliff.
Virginia cares about whether he votes for Neera Tanden or not.
Yeah, you made that point on Twitter, Cliff. You said, I get he's going to be more conservative, West Virginia, but this is just flat out hypocrisy. This just feels like sexism, I have to tell you, to a lot a lot of we're like, really?
Yeah.
You
And
didn't say anything about Donald Trump's
And then Susan Collins today, too. She thought
Oh.
Donald Trump had learned his lesson from trying to extort a foreign country to undermine a U.S. Election. But apparently, Neera can't learn her lesson from a mean tweet.
Yeah.
I guess that's what we learned from this.
Yeah. So we're obviously, past 500,000 COVID deaths. And John, you tweeted, we've been talking about, because we were saying part of the problem is now we're stuck in a country with God knows how many COVIDiots and anti-vaxxers. You said, I've heard all the arguments. I get the nuance, but people are nuts. I will gladly take their shot when it's my turn. But, the problem is, like masking, we need everyone to do it to get out of this nightmare, right?
No, this, it's funny. This is like what you were saying earlier. And unfortunately, we've got a bunch of people. Well, okay, you've got the Republicans that are part of a cult. And in this case, we really can't write them off because we need them to get rid of the disease, right? Then you've got African Americans who have their own history with being abused by medical science in the country, Tuskegee and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I get it. But at the same time, maybe I'm just too rational, but I mean that like literally. I'm a lawyer by training. I think too much. That to me, it's like, I don't care what somebody did to you before. I don't care who's lying to you. Get the darn vaccine.
Thank you. Oh,
like, I mean, at this point, come on, I mean,
and
this is
John, speaking of I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was going to say, but you made a really good point. Speaking of African Americans, I can't remember which African American commentator, but made a really good point of saying, remember, the Tuskegee experiment was about withholding treatment for syphilis. It was not about, don't be afraid to take the treatment, take the vaccine. This is not an experiment. This is not withholding treatment. So because I think you're right. There is some hesitancy.
But I think you've got, Trump obviously undercut this from the beginning, and we didn't help, but I think it was understandable. I said last year I was nervous about a vaccine because Trump was rushing it. Yes. I mean, Kamala Harris said the same thing, and she was right. We knew Trump was going to try to rush this. So now you mix that with the Republicans saying, oh, don't trust anything about COVID. It's not surprising a lot of people are going, well, I keep hearing bad things. Whether you're in the black community or not, we all were suspicious. So I get that. And honestly, maybe we just need a much better campaign on our side of everybody's talking about, look, I got it. I'm fine. I didn't get it. But I mean, a lot of people I know got the vaccine. My mom got it now. I mean, maybe we need TV commercials. I'm the NRA,
I think we do. And we need surrogates in key communities, I would say, especially.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about, there's a story in the LA Times.
Community, we surrogates to go right.
Ooh, Cliff, we have a very bad delay on your line, but and everything you say is brilliant. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to give you a blanket.
I apologize.
That's okay. No, but you're in Ohio.
I wouldn't go that far.
You're in Ohio, John. You're in D.C. But we were saying there's a story in the LA Times, like we're conducting our own experiment here in LA by everyone, all of us getting it. I mean, we're really.
Yeah, I did not realize.
I mean, they're saying, listen to this story. So COVID-19 surge is now helping create herd immunity here. They're saying coronavirus cases plummet nationwide and vaccinations total 1.7 million Americans a day and rising. Health experts are increasingly striking a new tone. Optimism. I could be wrong, but I don't think we're going to see a big fourth surge, said one doctor. I think we've seen the worst of it. I get, PTSD when I hear that. But many epidemiologists and other scientists, while still cautious, say they feel increasingly hopeful the rest of 2021 will not replay the nightmare of last year. The arrival of spring will aid in the ongoing precipitous drop in cases. So they're saying while 12% of Americans have received at least one dose of vaccine, far more people, approximately 35% of the nation's population, have already been infected. Studies have shown people who survive COVID have immunity for several months, although it likely lasts even longer. One of the reasons why cases are dropping so fast here in California is because of naturally acquired immunity, mostly in Southern California. He estimated 50% of the Los Angeles County residents have been infected with the virus. He said we're really talking about something starting to sound or look like herd immunity, although herd immunity is still a little ways off. we here at the Stephanie Miller Show have done more than we've more than 50% of
Yes,
us
we have.
got COVID for you, America. What is 4 out of 6 of us? That is.
You guys have a great.
It's 66%.
Yes, we're there.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, do you
Yeah.
feel like we're all going to have that PTSD where I'm like, I'm almost, and I'm a happy clappy person. I'm like an optimist, but I'm sort of like, I hear optimism. I'm like, oh no, because you're right, John. We have to deal with COVIDiots and anti-vaxxers and anti-maskers, and it just all depends on our behavior as well.
Well, and you know what? I almost worry that part of people talking about how, oh no, it looks like we're turning a corner. Forget the fact that Trump said this and lied, but I'm worried that people are going to start wearing masks even less, that people are going to start socializing even more.
Right.
Like springtime's coming. In the winter, it's driving me crazy, but what am I going to do? There's nowhere to socialize. Then in the summer, it's nice out. 20 of you sit together in a park. Is that okay? I mean, I just worry we may get a little more lax. And, you know, they're talking about all these variants coming too of the virus. I just hope people kind of hang on for maybe 6 months.
I don't mean to weather shame, but it's been 75 degrees here every day, and our numbers are going way down. So I'm just, people in Texas are like, shut up.
Damn you.
Well, no, but that's good actually. But that is good. That's a good sign.
Yeah, well, that's because we all have it. So, you know.
There's that.
There's that. But hey, half glass full.
Well, anyway, to wrap up, it does feel like a good week. I mean, the Supreme Court ruling today about Trump's taxes. I am wearing my spanking McDumbass in prison because it feels like between New York, the taxes, the NAACP, Benny Thompson case, Georgia, like it feels like, again, I'm nervous, but justice is coming somewhere, somehow. Whether it's an Al Capone OJ thing, will we only get him in civil and on taxes, whatever, right? I don't know, but it feels like, and between the noose tightening on the Capitol riots, right? Between, them getting closer to the connection to Secret Service, closer to Roger Stone. I mean, I just feel like, I feel like they can't keep getting away with this. I am in that character in Breaking Bad. He can't keep getting away with this. He can't.
Well, they're
Feels
not.
like they'll either be in jail or Saudi Arabia in a year.
Yeah. You can't keep getting away with it.
No, but things are, what a difference in election,
Pardon me?
But what a difference an election makes. And obviously the Supreme Court issue today wasn't the election because that was Republicans on the Supreme Court that said Trump has to turn over his tax returns. But, when everybody talked about, not everybody, please, we didn't, but, the whole, there's no difference between Biden and Trump. There's no difference between Hillary and Trump. You are seeing what happens day to day when you control an administration versus the bad guys controlling the presidency. There's so much you can do that has nothing to do with legislation, but has everything to do with helping or hurting people.
John,
modeling good behavior, having people in different parts of the administration you appoint, helping people every day as opposed to just trying to make their lives more difficult.
Yeah.
There's just so many little things that you can do to
less treason.
I mean, we were saying that
less treason's good.
Yes.
Fewer coups. I'm always for fewer coups.
Yeah, we linked to our friend Lori Garrett's piece about a really strong case for pandemicide, which is a new word against Donald Trump. I mean, it is. Glenn Kirshner has said it is criminally negligent homicide. I mean, I am heartbroken every day. I talk to my 98-year-old mom with Alzheimer's. That hasn't seen her family in almost. Well, I mean, it's a long story, but anyway.
But you know what?
We haven't seen their families in a year, and I'm like, it's because of Trump that everybody's lives have to be like this.
We have to keep reminding people of this. I'm about to write a piece today because Biden, I think, had said this weekend, I don't want to talk about Trump. I just want to move on from Trump. We all want to move on. I get it from Biden's perspective, but the Republicans don't move on when we do bad things. They spend 10 years reminding you of all the bad things we did or all the things they made up that we did, right? All the lies about Obama.
John, one of them just brought up Benghazi.
Thank you. I was
literally.
Yes.
There you go.
Exactly.
You complete me, Cliff Schecter.
Benghazi.
There you go.
I'm going to bring up Benghazi. You know what else? The one thing you can do to help America, you can download the UnPresidented podcast on the Sexy Liberal Podcast Network.
Subscribe.
They've had Rosie O'Donnell, Jake Tapper, Mary Trump, Malcolm Nance, Paul Begala, many more. It's a fantastic podcast. I highly recommend it.
Actually, we've never had Stephanie Miller.
Oh, I'm in.
Oh.
I'm in.
I didn't
help out with that.
I'm in.